Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Boy Howdy campaign broadcast. This is our first broadcast of the Boy Howdy campaign, and I am very excited for it. Friday nights are bussin' once again. First map here is High Street. You're seeing an overview of that right now, followed up by your second map, which is downtown. They're basically the same exact area, just a little different elevation. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get live streams of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we do with no commentary and UI. So if you hate me talking, that's the place to watch. Anyways, our teams for today. On the CSA side, we got the Missouri State Guard, 7th Tennessee, 3rd Kentucky, 5th Alabama, 19th Georgia, 1st Confederate Cavalry, 33rd Virginia, A&V, 27th Virginia, and the 1st South Carolina Rifles. That's a CSA campaign, but they're playing on USA both rounds. On the USA campaign, who's playing on CSA both rounds, we have 5th Corps, 3rd United States Horse Artillery, Eagles Brigade, 2nd United States Rifles, Midwest Brigade, 7th Louisiana, New York Volunteers, 2nd United States, 7th South Carolina, and the 1st Ohio. The 7th LA has swapped sides to the CSA campaign side, or USA, for both rounds for the sake of balancing. Very appreciative of that. Server size today is 230. Balance is perfect, again, thanks to 7th LA. CSA taking 7 on artillery. Frontline reporters today. For the USA perspective, on the top right, we got Killer from the A&V. On the top left, we have Team Flash from 7th LA. They were going to be CSA, but they balanced just a moment ago to the Union side. So they're both USA perspectives today. Co-commentating with me today, we have Wrathful. Grape, would you like to introduce yourself?
Certainly, sir, Mr. Eagle. A pleasure to see all you ladies and fine gentlemen around. I am the Sergeant Major of the 44th Georgia Free State Brigade. And Mr. Eagle has been polite enough to invite me out to come and commentate with him.
We're very appreciative of Grape joining us today. So, quick overview. They don't start to the 43 mark. That's what you kind of saw as I was doing the introduction. But they can only quick time for now. Once we get to the 40-minute mark, that's when they can start double quicking and sprinting. At least that's how I understand it. And so that's why you really see double quicking for now. But Grape, you're more of a CSA, or at least Colquitt's. Sorry, FSB is.
It's all right, sir.
Sorry, yeah. FSB, I would say, play CSA more. What would you say CSA strategy is to win the High Street?
Normally on High Street, it's hard to say because I've seen it won in a multitude of fashions. One of the least effective of which has been shooting out. And most of the reason being is just because the Union, as you can see back here, just have such a nice defensible position. They have a stone wall, they have defilade, and they have just right up the hill. The CSA is just skylining it, and all they have protect them is that little fucking fence line and the road itself. Now, one of the times that it's been more of a practical win is when CSA actually takes the center road and they try to take by the bayonet, and they keep the Union in their position there, and they keep them from the point. As I think you can probably see right in the center of the position where the Union currently meets by the point of contention, just about northeast of where all the groups are at the moment. Normally what you do, or what I've done and seen in the past, is you try and fight along that sloped wood line and you push them out with the bayonet. It doesn't always work, but the reason why it works the most is just because sometimes if you have the right people in the right conditions, you can win sheerly by determination and ferocity. Now, does it always work? Absolutely not. But it's certainly worth a try. The last chance is I've seen it work only once, and I mean truly only once, is when the CSA ran right down the main road and charged right under the point of contention and held it, and they just fought off the Union, having them come to you. Due reference in the CSA side.
Speaking of charging, here comes the whole CSA team charging at Union.
Alright. From what I'm able to see, especially seeing in the charge, something happens where exactly what I don't like. Most men are taught to stab and go, and that's on the charge. I believe in that. It's what you should be doing. But as you can see, when the Union was holding, if you pick out individual men, you can see some of them sprint forward. Even I can accuse myself of this. Is they want to engage the enemy, and you try and meet them on the charge. I don't care what man you are. I don't care who officer, what NCO you are. You need to control yourself. Because once you break that formation and you charge forward, the moment you do, you make a gap, and that way a man can stab and go. If you form a solid fucking line, you grab a shoulder and you stick to it. Don't charge forward and leave the man to your left and right with a gap through it so a man can run through it.
I've never really thought about that as before. I just know you generally don't want to charge forward, just more the tickets-wise, getting skirmishing out of line. But no, that gap reason, I've never thought about that before, and that makes a lot of sense.
I know most men don't think about it, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. Is because even I'm a victim of it. I do it, and I really shouldn't. Being a fucking sergeant major, and I still fucking do it. But it's the sensation, and you need to fight against muscle. You're fighting against your own idea to charge in to try and meet the enemy. You shouldn't, no matter what's telling you. Unless you hear that order to countercharge, you don't fucking move. But as you can see here on the point, this Union's about to get their arse chewed off. Something fierce.
Yeah, CSA dominated that charge up top. The first wave was kind of held off, and then the second wave came in and really cleaned things up.
These boys have to pay attention.
And
the CSA's just losing tickets on that one. If they were going to do anything, they should have charged just one. But you had a skirmishing detachment of 5 men.
Indeed, this is yeah, no, that only one group charged in. Blob meta is really the strategy, especially on Harpers. That's really the only way you can do anything.
I completely agree with you. There are points of which a commander of a regiment or even the commander of a team, especially if they're leading the campaign, is the idea of there's boldness and then there's stupidity. Commanders need to realize the difference between it. Boldness is certainly taking the charge like they did up on the first initial charge on the ridge. Stupidity is taking those 5 men and trying to take that line right in the arse.
Very true.
This here is boldness, where you have the entire fucking regiment charging in.
Yeah,
look at that. They got fucking white.
14th Indiana, I think it's 5th Corps guys. Yeah, they just swept over that completely.
And from what I can see, I think that's what, 3 of these fucking Union flags down already? And Union is currently pushed back into their spawn.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard map to win for Union. But once CSA kind of took that high ground, it's going to be nearly impossible to get up there. There's only 2 tiny areas. You have the stairwell.
Well, what I would have to say, with even holding the stairwell, I would say the Union's first mistake here. I think they're being led. Who are they being led by tonight, Mr. Reagan?
I don't know.
Second, independent.
I don't know.
Well, whoever they were leading, there was some sort of, even on that charge in the beginning, Union had a chance to hold. CSA had to take 2 charges. The first one came in and then they retreated. Then they used their spawns, come back in and charged in again. What the Union should have done is reinforced, but as you saw in the center, you had that 2 entire regiments standing there, still double line abreast, pretending to be pretty. They should have immediately pulled back and tried to help out on the hill. None of the CSA regiments were trying to push in from the center. None of them. All you were doing was wasting bodies there. You were wasting uniforms and wasting bullets. And now, look at this. Fucking disgrace. They've been stuck into their main spawn point. They can't even push out with a damn.
Yeah, no, the ticket count for Union should just start dropping. But it'll be interesting to see how patient CSA is with this. Because I think they could probably shoot him down to breaking. But
remember, this is the most broken map in the game, and that's saying something.
If they get too impatient, they could cap, and I don't think it's a good idea. They probably still win, but you don't want to risk it.
If I'm not mistaken, though, I do believe Union has a higher ticket count or a ticket advantage on this, so they will win the shootout.
I think
Unless, as what's happening here, as you can see, and I do apologize for interrupting you, Mr. Reagan, but from what you can see right now, the tickets are a wee even. The Union's not going to win this because they're standing out in the open.
The attackers always have a ticket advantage in War of Rights.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like it.
That's very true.
I'll tell you what.
It's like in Pry, what was it? It's Pry House. There will be numerous times where the Union outshoots the CSA on that map, and it's just like, what the heck? 7th LA's charging up with a couple guys. They got white. You have a couple more guys moving up, but Union's not really trying a full team effort.
No, they're not. And I think that's what's gonna. I think they did that just to try and drain the tickets, and I'm not sure I agree with it. While I am one for boldness, and while I am one for giving the enemy the bayonet, wasting time and wasting tickets like that on a fruitless endeavor. Because as you can see, Union is starting to win the melee here. But the moment you look up the hill, there's 3 entire fucking regiments waiting for him.
Yeah, no, CSA cap.
Aye, they capped here, so they have a... Union has a chance to take it back here. They have a chance. And from this point, I will give credit to a man. At the moment, I've seen it happen once before, but the Union can try a right flank here, like trying to throw a right haymaker. If they flank around and get up the hill and hit these boys in the arse, they might have a chance to take it back. Might. But there's only one man I've ever seen manage to pull that off, and that's Mr. Preacher. And he's the only man I know who could pull it off.
So you saw 1st Confederate Cavalry go in that direction. You have A and V heading that way as well.
So Rolling Thunder is where you fire and then...
Aye, but you still have the entirety of NYV, MWB, and you also have the 2nd USR, who are still currently holding up at the top of the stairs. And that position is just fucking killer. They have a complete overview.
They do indeed. On the other side stairwell, Union's charging up. It looks more like a organized team effort here. 19th Georgia in front, 7th LA, 3rd Kentucky behind, and they're pouring on the point. CSA kind of
as long as AB is standing in the back, 7th LA is going out, and I apologize for my French, but they're charging with their cocks in the wind, sir. As until AB gets their full strength in there and joins in that melee, they're going to be fucked. But you can see him trickling in now, and that's not what they needed. If they had possibly all of 7th LA and all of NYV in there, they probably could have gotten in. Or I should say against NYV. They probably would have had a chance to win. But you can still see AB and TKO. The 2 flags standing back there, and they're just trickling men in. There's still a reserve back there. And even before the melee started, even before it started, you could see it just kind of falling apart. It's like watching a train wreck.
So, CSA hold the spot, but it looks more like of a draw in terms of that charge. You can hear decoys from 3rd Kentucky yelling to move forward. I'm looking at the rule set. I don't know if they can use a Steam chat. I don't think they use a Steam chat for this.
I don't believe they do. I did talk to the regiment, the leader of the campaign who's hosting it. I don't believe they use Steam chat. I believe it is all either runners or by word of mouth and pre-planning.
Right. Knowing the groups that are in this event, they play in very non-Steam chat events. Very much runner, communicate through the in-game chat. So, Union's being pushed out. Eagles Brigade's charging. The 2nd U.S.
I
Sharps
don't think they're going to be charged out, sir. While they might be in the melee, I don't think they're getting charged out.
I agree. A and B is
trickling in.
This is Union flags run out. A and B gets wiped.
I suppose they did lose that one.
It's always hard to tell sometimes when you're spectating. It's so hard.
Sometimes you see someone an enemy outnumbered, and then all of a sudden their numbers just drop.
What's that dude doing?
So.
Oh, there's artillery landed on SB.
You're retarded? Holy shit! He's walking.
Single shot just splattered about 3-4 men.
Let's see. I haven't really looked at the CSA. Oh, the CSA has really rolled down these guns, too. They're on the edge of out of bounds for where artillery can be, the 3rd USHA. I didn't realize that the artillery for CSA could go down this far. Because I was doing that 24-hour stream. I spawned in a CSA artillery up here and ran down here. I was like, oh crap, you can really run down far. And it looks like they've moved the guns here.
And believe it or not, on most maps, I mean, you've heard me talk about it earlier before we started the stream. It's the idea is that the reason I like Antietam or South Mountain is specifically because a lot of commanders don't understand how far you can actually march on those maps. A lot of them don't understand you can actually outflank the enemy so fucking hard. And that's why I just hate Harper's Ferry. I hate it with a burning passion, because there's no tactics, there's no strategy. It's all just either grabbing the enemy by the belt buckle and shoving your bayonet into his gut, or you grab him by the back of his fucking scruff and you kick him in the pants. And the first man to crack wins.
So, what's your opinion of War of Rights? Oh, I guess we'll do it after this charge. It looks like 7th LA is going in.
It looks like they're going up the stairs again.
Yeah, Union's trying something. They hit taking losses, doesn't really matter. Really, all that matters is CSA tickets. Unless Union hits final push, because they're considered the attackers now.
I would agree. It doesn't matter until you finally hit for attackers. It would be taking losses or even breaking. Normally it doesn't matter. The only reason I say taking losses is because in some maps, particularly in Harper's Ferry, taking losses means you need to start changing up your strategy. But when it comes to being on the attack, you can always get your tickets back when you're taking the point back. And that's what a lot of strategies sometimes rely upon. I've actually had, I think it was being led, I'm not sure who it was by, I don't remember it, but with Smoke and Steel. We purposefully left off the cap, let them come to us, we shot them down to about taking losses, and then took the point back, and we were still a higher ticket advantage, and that's how we won the defense, because they just couldn't push us out. It looks like the Union's getting charged out again. The CSA is just too dominant right now.
Yeah, they have superior position, superior everything.
That's as I said. This Harper's Ferry is about grabbing the man in front of you and killing him before he can kill you. And right now the CSA is doing it brilliantly. So every time they charge in, they pull back.
So I guess one question I have is, War of Rights, their goal has been to continually increase server size. We're up to 350 now, probably going to get 400 in the near future. What are your thoughts on the increasing populated servers with skirmish maps not always being the biggest?
It's hard to see, because being the man that I am, I love seeing the grand battles, and I love seeing how the fights commence even between larger units and smaller units. And sometimes the small maps help. They make things seem grander than they are. They make things seem closer, and it keeps a lot of men engaged because of how close they can just march forward and kill a man. Then you have maps like, I think it's not Anders, it's over on Antietam, marching across the cornfield where the Union spawns. I think we've timed it before. It's about 3 minutes, about a 4-minute double quick time to actually march across to finally get to the point of contention and fight. And maps like that, it starts off boring. And if the CSA plays proper and wipes out the Union flags, the match just continues to be boring. And I guess it's just because of the spawn points being too far away and the map being too large. But then again, you also have maps like Contention, where the maps are almost double to possibly triple the size, and you have chances of flanking, outflanking, holding positions, defensive actions. And with the increase in server size, you see more of that. But one of my issues on the skirmisher map is, I'll go back on what I said earlier, is sure it makes it look grand. You then all of a sudden find to the point where sometimes it becomes so overcrowded you no longer have a chance to see or have fun with it, just because it's like it's almost like watching two sumo wrestlers smack into each other on a small platform.
Keep running. Down the wall.
And it's just not as interesting or intriguing. But then there are still points where sometimes it's fun to watch shit like that. Like, I'll say on, let's just put a spot back. There it is, Pry Ford, where Union Cavalry is trying to get across the ford into CSA artillery. And I enjoy that match, having so many men. The reason being is because it feels like a fucking battle. It feels epic and grandiose. But then at points, you have matches and maps where it's like this, where you have grand unit sizes and you can't use them.
Right.
So it's just, ooh, that's a grand fucking splash from CSA Artillery. Who's on CSA Artillery?
Union split charging. 3rd USHA is the bulk of the CSA Artillery. You got half the Union infantry charging up the left stairwell. Union, the other half going to the roadside here, trying to cap point at the edge. Quick charges from Union. We'll see if it pays off, though. A good chunk of CSA at main. Union collapsing on the center point.
Okay, here's what I'm going to disagree with on this point from trying to go for the point. Look at this. All of their flags are in the back. All of the infantry was up at the front. That's a grand idea. And any other chance, any other fight, having your flags behind you. But you left them out in the open. They were crawling up the stairs themselves with no cover but maybe 3 other men.
You talking Union or CSA?
I'm talking USA on the charge. When they were trying to get up the stairs, they were trickling up. You had the initial charge, and then everything went to fucking pot. Look at that, 1 Union flag already down.
Union's trying to hold this, but CSA got enough spawns, and I mean, they just, those flag respawns. But Union still got some. Actually, I don't think it's
there's
gonna
another
matter,
one
but
down. I think the only saving grace here might be A and V to pick up those flags and start keeping those spawns coming in.
Yeah,
But they,
oh my!
never mind. There goes that chance. There goes that fucking chance.
Yeah, the point just went down right away. More Union spawns from main, starting to charge in the backside. 7th LA.
A and V had a chance to be the heroes, and then that 1 artillery shot just fucking annihilated it. I would say props, or commendations, I should say, to be more historically accurate. Commendations to the 3rd US Horse Artillery. That was a grand shot, boys. Well fucking on you.
Union probably would have capped if they didn't get that shot off.
Oh, I completely agree. But Union still does have a chance here. They still have 8 minutes 30 seconds, just about.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like first CVC is coming in from right behind, and they weren't paying attention to their flint.
The Union respawns really pouring in, and it looks like they're starting to win the point back.
Oh, and here comes A&D on the flint. That's a beautiful fucking pincer. Beautiful on you, Mr. Killer. Beautiful on you. That was beautiful. That was a grand charge here.
Yeah, Union now going to be able to retake that point. They'll go up to a middle taking losses. But
about halfway through taking losses, but that's still, what, 30 minutes they have to hold out?
Yep, surely it's possible. Surely.
Possible? That's a bold move, Mr. Eagle. Let's see if it pays off.
I almost wonder, because the chance Union wins is like less than 1% here. I really wondered if they should have kept doing what they were trying to do, but not fully cap the point, and then try to knock the CSA, as they are the defenders trying to hold the point. Try to knock them down to last stand, cap, and win. It's a little risky, but
I think, in my opinion here, the only way Union wins this is if the CSA hold the dumbest fucking move I could ever see,
that too,
and try a pick its charge right down the road once again and try and batter and ram them out. But I don't think they're going to do that, so I don't think it's going to have a high chance of the Union having a chance of just stopping them dead in their tracks.
Yeah. CSA, I liked how they played this. They realized they were losing the point, and they sat back at main and got all reformed up, and they probably have talked and figured out a new plan, so very good play.
Aye, from what I can see here, you have the bulk of the Confederate team currently marching off. Look at that beautiful fucking marching order. Oh, for the love of Jesus, I see a couple of men who are out of rank. Fix that fucking line, boys. You're gonna march in column, march in a column. Don't give me a gaggle.
If they quick time all the way from their spawn to the other side of the map, that would be the greatest troll ever.
If they did that, sir, I'd
time.
just give them I'd give them points for style. That's what I'd give them points for.
Looks like they're gonna charge right in on the Union.
Aye, that's what it looks like. But ooh, I would say those TKO just and first CVC, they gave that volley and they dropped maybe 2-3 men. Maybe 2-3. And while I agree it was a grand volley, that was a solid volley, it didn't hit shit. And you immediately see, just because of that, the CSA just immediately opened up like fucking tendrils from some octopus and started strangling them.
So 3/4 of the CSA on that charge gunned it to point. They're winning on point. Union's about to hit breaking. Maybe a 4th charged up the top of the hill, and they did a lot better. Union has about a regiment, or a couple regiments actually still up on that stone wall top hillside, but
I think A and B is going to probably try and lose it here for the Union here.
Lose it.
And I only say that the only reason I say that is just because they're going to bring them down to breaking.
Right.
Because you have information, and then once those men go down and you have the outer lines, they're going down to breaking. That's exactly what the CSA needed.
Yeah, I think at this point, regardless, Union was probably going to, I think.
Agree. I would agree. Even if it was just to buy a few more moments, but with A and B essentially trying to stop a bleeding leak, and they just caused it to pretty much rip the sore right off of it.
Yeah.
And while they are lucky they didn't, but now it's just even closer. All they have to do is catch a couple of rather lucky shots right up the hill, and all of a sudden that's the game. Here comes 7th LA.
They hit breaking. Yep.
Now look at the CSA right here. You can see the man. Some of them are trickling forward, and they're going right through, and it's opening up lines. So if you're looking exactly top down, the Union is pushing right through, and it got one of the flags down. CSA flag just went down because a man didn't stay in formation.
Somehow CSA. Oh, it's teetering.
Oh, they might have a chance. They might have a chance. There it is.
CSA respawns rolling up.
There it is.
A sword! Give me a sword!
Now I will offer my apologies to A and B to saying they were going to try and lose it there, but it seems their little suicide charge paid off. Those boys had paid off just a wee bit. They managed to at least whittle them down small enough that the rest of the team came in and cleared the point.
Union at that point either has to all charge in to try to hold the point, or they gotta go. Or they all have to turtle back and hope CSA caps while they're still taking losses.
I would agree.
Use the buck and ball. Use that buck and ball. Use that buck and ball.
But right now it's going to become a shootout, and I think...
Why Savage? You're running into the CSA line. There's a couple of Union guys just running right into the middle of the CSA line.
Aye. And look at that. Corporal Ace Catfish just ran in. That's an out of line.
Yeah, you can't... Granted, like, Union odds are not terrible. Both sides are similar ticket amounts. Union can't afford any of these losses because you gotta push CSA in the final push and have you be as high a ticket amount as possible. CSA artillery almost just shot right through the Union line.
Almost. If the fuse was a second shorter, those boys would have been dead.
Yeah.
But I will openly admit and offer apology to A and B to say that those boys were going to try and lose it. But grand on you boys. I thought you were going to lose it. It seems your stupidity wasn't stupidity, it was boldness, and that's what it calls for.
So some CSA, it looks like they kind of pull off the point. They're starting to go up around the right side. I mean, you have some guys here like, okay, MSG's pulling back at a very appropriate time. That was good. You have some Union guys holding out in the woods up here, and they shouldn't be doing this. Like these 19th Georgia guys, you got to pull back before you get charged out. And
the only reason I'd say they'd be able to hold it in the woods is just hold up from the Confederates trying to flint around your arse onto the stone wall. But that's if you hold it in numbers. Right. They're not holding it in numbers. And you can just immediately see EB came in and cleared out 7th LA and TKO right from behind. They got right behind a stone wall, and now they're just claiming more tickets. What I will say though is if AB managed to come back with us, that's a lot of outer line tickets. Push up. Oh, Mr. Marco, you missed a point blank shot, boy. Up the middle. That was point blank. Now, I will say those out of lines back there that AB just managed to take back, that did even out the ticket count.
It's very
just like this. As you can see on the Union left, this is what I mean. Hold it in force. Even if it's one-man tin and you just keep going up the line, I don't care if it's about that. If you can hold it and you can stop them from flinting around, you have a chance.
At this point, I would still probably say CSA is going to win.
Without a doubt.
It really depends
Without
on
a
how
doubt.
much time is when final pushes hit and when Union's at, but it'll be interesting.
Union by the moment is losing the game by the moment. The longer they take, sure it's going to help them out, but they are just bleeding tickets here.
They are.
A and V is trying their best to skirmish out. I don't know what unit that is from the CSA.
There's a couple of
second US. The second US and the Midwest Brigade. They are bleeding tickets out here. Even if they are information, they're bleeding tickets, and that's not what they need to do.
Yeah. I mean, Union's putting up a pretty good fight for High Street. This has been a lot closer than what I would have anticipated. I mean, what, up to 230 right now? So.
Most of the time I do apologize for interrupting your talk there, Mr. Eagle, but I would agree almost wholeheartedly. Most of the time on High Street, you have the CSA is almost a clobbering match. The CSA very rarely loses High Street just because of their opportunities to flint around. Union, I've only seen win because they've held back and because they've held in turtle, and they've just let the CSA come on cap and then they've cleared them off the point. But they weren't afforded that chance when the CSA came in with the first charge, cleared out, and then the second one came up and swept the rest of them.
So, tickets starting to get a little, in terms of how close they are to each other. It's Union's almost at last stand. CSA quick timing through the woods, starting to do some volleys at the Union. Any number of kills here, and we're going to see a last stand on the part of Union.
And that goes a chunk of them. AB just got hit real hard with artillery.
Oh, I just watched a CSA volley hit nothing. Maybe one or two guys.
Aye, it's what I'm going to see.
It's they shot towards the Union on the Union left, holding in the wood side. They shot in the dead middle of the big line, but there was no one in the middle. It was like two regiments with a gap in between.
Down the line, take aim, position.
And the one thing I'll say is when you're trying to do volleys, especially at this range, people are saying, aim low, cut the grass. Don't do that. Don't have your men waste your ammunition. At this range, you aim at a man's chest and you aim for that fucking belly. It's the best thing you can do. Belly or chest. Don't aim low. If you aim low, you're asking for your bullets to pick up dirt, especially with how the game treats with the bullet accuracy.
PSA starting.
Aye, here they come. And they are too spread out. Union is going to take it here. They're going to take it right up the arse. Aye, and here they come.
Both sides going
well,
to the
they've hit
last
final push.
Yeah, but the Union hit last stand right as that charge started, and that was the worst time for them to hit it. Because all those guys that died in the charge, they can't respawn in the game. Because once Union hits last stand, the defenders do, they respawn instantly if you're dead. And all those guys aren't dead when last stand was hit, but they died shortly afterwards, so that was...
And you can look almost immediately into the spawn. I see maybe a handful of men, maybe about 10, 15 men. And that's against the entire CSA, who's probably going to be running in with bayonets and full kits.
Independent 5, boys. Independent 5.
Actually, no.
Again, I will not stress enough how much I dislike the Harper's Ferry maps.
It's unfortunate that the night you come on, this is what we watch.
That's alright, Mr. Eagle. It's not unfortunate. At least I get to spend time with a grand man such as yourself.
Appreciate it.
But I will say, I will give propositions and commendations to all of Union here. A and V, you boys fought like the fucking devils down here. You boys did. The rest of the Union, you boys put up the best fights you boys could. And while I'd say you held, you need to work on your volleys for the love of Jesus. Jesus Christ, you boys, every volley you were knocking down maybe 2 or 3 men. You need to be knocking down 5 or 6 if anything's going to be useful.
There's a Union guy with the flag. He's running to the church right now from the Harper's Ferry graveyard. How is he not dead? I'm almost... Look at the Union guy at the church with the flag.
Aye. Aye, I can see him.
Johnny Red, you brought a good up.
This man here, at least he knows he's running to God, and he'll die with him in his heart. And that's the game, sir.
Oh, he died. God, hit him.
That was a shot and a half.
Now, do you got any more thoughts for this first round?
CSA had a grand plan to start. I would say their tactics have been absolutely what was needed. Because the first charge, as you saw, it didn't go through. So what they did is they pulled back, respawned, got everything back together, and came back in. Union, on the other hand, split up. They thought, oh, they wouldn't be coming the same direction, and they immediately split off. You saw those two regiments holding in reserve, and you can even see it here on the map. The first charge will come in, and you see those two regiments standing there doing nothing, having their cocks in their hands. They shouldn't have done that. None of the CSA was coming in that direction. They should have pulled back up the hill and held it. If they had held that hill, the CSA would have been fucked, and I mean that with a capital fucking F.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. With that being all said, we'll see you in basically the same area for round 2. A little more Union favored, but we'll see. Round 2 for downtown. Let's get it. Alrighty, here we are with round number 2. So, just as the same with last round, the USA campaign is playing CSA. CSA campaign is playing USA. So, yeah. With that all being said, what's CSA's strategy for this, Grape?
What's CSA strategy?
That's a very...
Well, that's a grand fucking question on downtown. Let's see.
You get 2 roads to go down. That's it. It's last round on repeat.
The only time... What the fuck is the Union doing here? What the fuck are they doing?
Why are they holding half their team?
Why are they giving them back? I have... Alright. I need to question this. Whoever's commanding this, you need to pull your head out of your arse and actually hold the enemy. War is not fought by cowards. There you go. Now AB is coming back on. I mean, Jesus Christ.
It's very easy for Union if they stack up on the stone wall and stack up in the road where you have A and D and the Serpent Brigade guys. If you stack your whole team there, it's near impossible from when I've played it for CSA to break through.
The only time I've seen it happen, and it was a rarity, was the entire, and I mean the entire Union team held a stone wall and they left the corner open.
What?
They left the corner open.
That's insane.
Because they didn't think the CSA had the mind to think, oh, hey, we'll come down. And the only thing protecting the corner was a regiment of 7 men.
Wow.
7 fucking men. And the CSA saw that, cleared them out with... Just cleared them out. And they took the point. And the Union was trapped with their dick in their hands, just standing there, right in the stone wall, saying, but we have the defense. So?
That's wild. So, it looks like the CSA are not moving in until they're allowed to sprint double quick at the 40-minute mark. Because if they quick time into this, they'll get slaughtered more than they already did.
I would have to say this, as them trying to quick time into downtown is like saying you want to stick your cock into a pencil sharpener, and for the enjoyable experience it is. Legitimately, that's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, you get... That's... Yeah.
No, it's... The only 2 options you have on downtown as a CSA. It's like trying to choose between a woman who looks good with the lights off or a woman who looks good with a bag on her head. None of them are appetizing. And the only time you can win a CSA is if somehow, and I mean by some fucking miracle, you can manage to charge in from both the top, just like they're doing up here, and the side without the Union noticing it. And once you send in the team to try and strike them in from the center, and all of their loads have been wasted from the Union, then CSA comes in and claps them.
So kind of watching this from the over-the-top so we can see both sides at the same time, but CSA is trying to hit both sides. Their main approach down the CSA spawn road is very trickled out, but...
Alright.
NYV is the only group charging for the CSA.
I don't think the CSA is going to win this.
I think they're not trying to win. They're just trying to get through. They got 1 flag through.
Yeah, over on that side, But even thinking about the men up on the top, when they tried to push in on that side, that they actually had a chance to win. If they actually sent the rest of the regiments around and took the stone wall, they might have had a chance. But even considering that, you have SB, 7th LA, and A and V all waiting right here on a giant fuck-off line. They could have just run right in and hit him from the arse, and it would have been a double pincer.
CSA's got 3 flags behind the Union lines right now. 4th flag running back to CSA spawn.
Keep going, let's go.
They do.
What? I am.
They have Rambos. They have a Union, two Union Rambos who are back here,
People.
and they're not picking up the flag.
Hey, don't aim at me.
They're not picking up the flag. If nobody's picking it up, Mr. Adjutant, you pick it up yourself.
Oh
There
yeah,
you
that
go.
one CSA flag's
got
on,
his-
but
And he got his brains blown off for it. All right.
CSA's got one flag up back there right now.
And they're about to have two.
A normal
There
guy
you
picks
go.
it up. Don't run back. No.
Why are you running that way? Oh, you sweet
No,
Jesus.
no, no. You're gonna. Oh, yep. That's. Yeah.
If you guys come back here to where I am, you won't get shot.
I thought
Alright.
CSA had 3 flags.
I'm going to have absolutely nothing to say on that because if I say anything, I'm going to be insulting a whole regiment.
Joker from Midwest Brigade. Oh, he's not picking up the flags. He's trying to charge Union out. And he dies. Okay. So, that was really fascinating. I've never seen CSA just try to gun it
You haven't?
across. No, I've seen them. I've seen CSA, when they charge down Street Road, they try to defeat the Union in melee. Of course, they try to get through, but generally they kind of melee Union. The whole CSA team, very disciplined, just ran right through.
And then they got killed because they didn't have any flags, and you can see all of them laying up there on that railroad track.
They got.
Well, that's the first time I've ever actually seen it work properly.
Yeah,
Was,
that's quite impressive.
where I come from previously, the regiment I was in, the 1st Virginia Cavalry, we've tried that many number of times, and it never fucking worked because the Union was just waiting for us.
Yeah.
Either that, or we just got cut to pieces because just like what A&V has behind here when they're charged, they had men waiting in the back alleys waiting for us to come across, and they just slaughtered us.
I really like
That's
what
the first
A&V's
time I've
doing.
seen it work.
I'd
I
really-
agree.
Why is the Union should really charge that CSA flag out? Because you don't want CSA pestering you from back there. That's a recipe for defeat. Granted, there's not a whole lot of CSA back there. A lot of CSA at Maine, but we're gonna see CSA wave come through here. And if they got that first flag through, they're for sure gonna get another one through. Speaking of which, there's one CSA down flag, one CSA flag at Maine. Where's...
You have another one up on the rail line to the southeast,
Right.
standing there with Mr. Knight.
But where's the 4th flag? See, okay, CSA is about to engage.
Fourth flag is bringing it in. No, just charge him out, you sons of bitches!
No, if,
All right, I'm gonna
every-
disagree here with NYV. I'm disagreeing with them. They had the numbers. They should have just cleared them out and held that position, even if it was in the backyards. They should have just held it.
They definitely could have. What is Union doing? You can't let CSA back here. What?
I think I'll quote this from Game of Thrones. Madness. Madness and stupidity from both fucking teams. This is both madness, stupidity, and a mixture of more madness.
Now,
Does it work? It certainly does, but I'm speechless.
I do agree with you that when CSA charged through there, they should have realized that, oh, we could have won this on the point. However, I think if they try to divert from the plan they currently have, I don't know how well communication is on the CSA side, but trying to communicate that and having guys split off might not. I don't know, though. That's my logic for why they didn't charge him there. But,
Communications is a right fucking in the arse it is.
so... But CSA's got 3 flags on the back Union side. Union's not going to charge this out because Union's defending. There's no point in them trying to charge this out. But I don't get why Union would let the CSA back there. They held a lot of guys back.
Independent fire, boys. Top the railroad.
Every
I
time
will
I've...
see though, they are
Yeah.
currently in prime bucking ball range though. So Union's going to win that. They're going to win that exchange up on that ridge line. Now with NYV coming in here, if these boys come in here, if they form a line and just fucking volley, they might be able to kill a whole shitload of A&V and first CBC.
You know, they got a great chance.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I wish the...
AB got cut with a pads down.
I also wish the spectator cam had a little larger out-of-bounds box. Yeah, A&V pushes up, AB's pushing up as well, NYV's just kind of harassing Union from right next to the point.
Aye.
Doing a hell of a job.
What I will say though is that what NYV should come out here and just line up for a volley. The reason I say that is because if you check, there's not but maybe 2 planks of wood. And there's a golden rule. That's at least what I teach them in the 44th Georgia. The golden rule is 3 stops 1. 3 planks of wood stops 1 bullet, and it'll keep you a living man. And right now, A&V is holding right out, technically out in the open. They have nothing protecting them. So if NYV actually forms up in a line and volleys, A&V's getting annihilated.
We're in a great position right now, Rich. You did amazing. You did awesome. Good job.
Looks like though they're going up and over.
For a while, so you did awesome.
Right, they are.
Holding in the little line. Maybe they're gonna form there and shoot to the
Well,
Union.
actually, NYV has a great chance to flint SB right here because Midwest Brigade is keeping the attention. If they come in from right behind, they can hit them right in the arse and take on the bayonet. That's 1 flag and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 men right there. Come on, Mr. Parker, grow some balls and go in there, boy. Get your ass in there, get your men in.
I think he's trying to scout it out. He sees him, he's running back.
Come on, Mr. Parker, get your men in there. Fix bayonets and get in there, boy. Jesus, stop waiting around.
Down that yard side, EB. Flag as well.
Fuck me.
They probably just don't know how many guys are there. We have that advantage as
That's a team
spectators,
kill.
but
I think that was a team kill for Mr. Phipp. Oh, wait, no, that was not. That was not. That was better.
they're inching their way down. Oh,
Aye,
no,
they are.
Party, no. He spawned right in front of the CSA.
Aye.
There they go.
Alright, there you go, Mr. Parker. There you fucking go. Boldness.
Union hit engage. Confederate's already there, but
This is probably the closest I've ever seen downtown.
7th LA pulling
This is
off
the
the
closest I've ever seen it.
Yeah, no. Union let the CSA kind of hold this area over here where the bulk of their team is at, kind of next to the railroad. You can't have CSA get there. If CSA get there, it's going to be really hard for Union to win.
And right now, CSA artillery, from my experience and pretty much anything else, they have a hard time hitting that stone wall. But they can hit this backyard right here where the bulk of the Union team is if you give them about 3-4 minutes.
If we go behind this house,
Let's go, Tennessee. Let's go.
You're on the rail. Just find that little
That shot go.
That one landed right in the center, right by the white picket fence over to the right side of the stone wall.
Interesting.
Alright.
Oh my God, yeah, this
EB just sent a volley down range, and they killed not but a couple of men.
I wasn't even looking.
Alright, let's see this one. Let's see this one. You're taking aim. Come on.
AB, could you get out the way?
And they missed everything. They hit nothing.
I think they're blind firing.
They are. The men up on the hill, or I should say up on the rail line, should run down and give them some information. Say they need to aim more left, but they aren't.
where that smoke is.
Second, we also have targets west.
I will congratulate Midwest Brigade here, though. These boys are doing perfect, being essentially a linchpin. Because if they weren't standing right there, oh no, never mind, they're charging in. And they just get cut to pieces. I was trying to give you boys accommodation, and you just fucking threw it away.
That was brilliant.
As much as I am for, as you probably saw when I was, or heard I should say, Mr. Eagle, when I was being the NCO for our pubs, I am a man who believes in true forward fashion. You don't cower before the enemy, you don't dilly-dally, you need to make a decision. Much like Mr. Tor, he wasn't making a decision. He kept running us out in the open, giving us nothing. Now, from Midwest Brigade, they had a perfect position. If they had come out, volleyed, come back in, that would have been perfect. But 7 men charged across, and 2 of them came back?
Yep.
That was a waste of tickets. Even if it was information.
Are you saying the pub match officer that we had was
Aye.
not making? Yeah, that was. I was like half paying attention to the strategy when we were playing that pub match, but yeah, where we were at for most of the round is just kind of like we're really far away. This seems indecisive, but
Agreed.
it seemed like you especially were kind of telling them what to do. But
that's neither here nor there. This is a different match against actual regiments who hopefully have more than a brain set.
that's true.
But what I will say is, EB, you boys need to work on your accuracy, or at least on learning where to shoot. Because right now, you boys have been missing every single
Why is
volley
Union
from
pushing so
down
far?
range.
Why is Serpent's Brigade doing this? Is the rest of the
I
Union
do not
moving
know.
in? No.
These are just losing tickets. There you go. EB needs to give them the bayonet. Clear out SP. Take the tickets where you can.
EB is going to continue pushing. A&V
And
pushes up as
A&V,
well.
A&V just went into the backyard. They have a chance to cut them off here.
They can't see over the fence,
Alright,
but
look at that. They just came right around. EB took them by the balls. Well done, Mr. Patriot. You might lose your men here, but you just cut them right in the arse. Well done.
Union pouring in, but yeah, no, that was a great charge.
I would agree. That was a brilliant fucking charge from Mr. Patriot. He and his men did exactly what they needed to do there. And look at the tickets. They're almost damn near even. Almost.
Yeah, CSA's really been catching up, but frankly, CSA's in a great position. More CSA's charging in. I think you have 5th Corps rolling up. You got Cole.
Hold back.
Oh, never mind. They're running back.
I will say right now they're engaged at 27 minutes on down count. This is a miracle to me. This is a fucking miracle.
Yep.
And alright, I'm going to try and give Midwest Brigade another combination here, unless they want to charge out again. But these boys are essentially linchpinning it right here. Them staying here is allowing pretty much all of EB and the rest of the CSA to stay here. And they might not even realize it. There you go, boys. Give them the bayonet. Clear them out. Give them the charge. There it is. Decision. You can't sit around and dally. Even if they're losing tickets here, as long as they have those flags here, they're just going to keep cutting down Union. And that was a grand artillery shot that killed about 6 men. Well on you.
7th LA charging in now, counter-charging, but they're going to die out of line.
Aye, that they are. They're losing tickets for the Union.
CSA as a team is encroaching up towards Union. Eagles Brigade charging in now against 3rd Kentucky, and they'll get to 7th LA.
Well, EB just kind of fucked themselves over. 3 men went forward, Mr. Patriot retreated, and then it was a gaggle fuck from there. But now they're trying in again, and they might have a chance to win this. Might.
Rachel was running a pacer test a moment ago, going back and forth.
I agree. Why did the CSA flag charge forward?
What? Yeah.
Why did it charge forward?
Why are you running, bastard?
Alright, I admit, I'm a man for the bayonet. I've said so earlier. But don't waste your fucking flags, boys.
Yikes. Both sides
However,
are taking losses.
If we look at the tickets, though,
Yep.
the charge is what they needed. The
Very
charge
even.
is what they needed. This is even. This is about as even as a coin flip. Alright, come on.
But the good thing for CSA, though, is they've pushed so far forward in the Union lines that those guys that won't be able to respawn on the flag will, for the most part, be able to return to the CSA line unharmed.
I'd agree. I will say once again, NYV, you boys shot almost about 30 or so shots. You hit 2 of them. Most of them were hitting the side of the building. I don't know why, but...
Oh, yeah. Grape is spectating on his own. He's not watching my screen, so if he points something out that I'm not seeing, it's perfectly fine, but that is why, for some clarity's sake. Serpent's Brigade's pushing forward up near the point.
Serpent's Brigade might just be able to save the Union here. It might. If they sweep around and cut off and kill off the Midwest. Oh, NYV came right around. That's perfect. That's how you support your team. There you go. There's the accuracy you need. You just cut these men down to a man. Keep killing them.
Both sides are taking losses. Yeah.
NYV should have stayed there. They should have stayed there and cut down SB.
Serpent's Brigade has a tendency, at least this match, to really charge forward on their own when they shouldn't. This is the second time I've seen them do this.
What I will say, though, Mr. Eagle, Serpent's Brigade did what they needed to do, and I'll tell you why I think so. If you think and look at this, if they had just come around and just went right into to a Midwest Brigade with the bayonet, they could have cleared them out, and Union could have just charged out CSA entirely. They wouldn't have had anything to do, and they could have either shot them or charged them out because they had nothing anchoring their flint. That's why I think SB should have charged in, but they just stood there and then got killed off, and that's being it's a kick in the pants to Union right now.
Yeah. Midwest Brigade charging, Serpent Brigade's out. Serpent Brigade retreating.
Aye, they should now. But Midwest Brigade just got cut down to pieces. They have Mr. War Dog. Oh, Mr. Tides has died.
Midwest Brigade did distract Union, though, so that the CSA respawns that had to spawn main because their flag was down. Midwest Brigade distracted so that those guys could get back over here. And
oh, I'd agree. I'd agree. It allowed NYV to actually pull back. But that CSA flag is still down there, and it is a pain in the arse.
It'll probably respawn in 2 minutes or so, or despawn, and they can respawn back in with it.
I will say though, CSA still has a large contingent up here on this rail line.
He's running up. They're trying to get the flag.
Oh,
they get the flag.
There you go.
They're
Get the flag back. Get the flag back. There you
Brigade's
go.
going to charge in. That was pretty well executed.
That was very well executed. I would agree with that. However, EB just got cut to pieces.
So they saved the flag, and it almost looks like CSA might be up on tickets.
I would agree. I'd say EB just saved their skins there. I was going to say something skating, but you've saved the flag and you saved the rest of your men. Well done on that.
One EB guy just went in though and died.
Now I will say, out of everything I might be saying about accuracy or anything else, that can all be worked on. What I will say, these boys are fighting hard and they're fighting proper. I like watching this good old scrap.
This is probably one of the best downtown matches I've seen in a very long time.
I would agree. Every man is doing what they need to do. SB, the only thing I'd say about Serpent's Brigade, I wish they had charged out Midwest Brigade. That's the only thing I'd say about that. But these boys are doing right crack on.
Yeah, my only complaint for Union is their strategy, letting CSA get across. They held a lot back at the beginning, and now they're kind of in a bad spot because of it. But other than that, it's been going very well. This match has.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Mr. Eagle. My Discord decided to shite itself. What'd you say? I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good. My only complaint for Union is they held a little too far back at the beginning, like a chunk of their team, and let the CSA get through. And you can't do that because they're in a bad spot now. But other than that, great spot or great match overall. It's an interesting thing with some of these Harper's Ferry maps is that, like, it's just both sides slamming into each other, as
I would agree.
You mentioned.
Oh, here comes TKO. They're going to try and charge out Midwest Brigade. Midwest Brigade starting to take some losses. Just jump over the fence, boys. Give them the bayonet. They have a flag. They're going to keep spawning in.
Decoy's yelling stab. But, oh, do they not see him?
They don't see him. They don't see him. Oh, there we go. Just come over the fucking fence. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Left, yeah!
I clicked on it earlier. Oh, what is this? Sometimes you just need to take a chance, even if it's going to cost you.
Midwest Brigade's flag ran over to where NYV was and died in the middle of the road. Not in the middle of the road, but almost there. Looks like someone from 5th Corps might pick it up or NYV.
Oh, but there it is. Nope, there's one. Oh, Mr. Power's trying to pick it up, and well on you, Mr. Power. Well done, seeing that far. But as much as I might hang around to these men for doing things that they can't see, I have an overhead view these boys don't. But I'm just saying, I'm loving how these boys are fighting. They're fighting proper. I will not doubt their determination to try and win this match.
Right.
Both teams are trying to fight and they're fighting hard. The only thing I fault is them trying to hold so far back.
It's always funny spectating matches because you see things that people don't, and it's kind of like, what the heck are you doing? But it's a blast. Union's down on tickets. Now it'll be interesting to see how CSA, if they're going to want to try to push Union to last stand, or if they're just going to try to cap right away once they have breaking. I assume they might.
They have 20 minutes to shoot. They have 20 minutes to shoot.
They have plenty of time. But I wonder.
At this point, I wouldn't even say the bayonet would be the winner here. I'd say the Union, they need to clear out CSA. They need to.
They should have done that at the beginning.
They just can't. They can't.
Yep.
They can't now. So as much as they've been fighting proper, and they've been doing everything they can to keep killing these bastards.
Eagles Brigade's charging again.
Alright, let's see. Come on, EB. Alright, you saw... Alright, I'm going to point that out again. the EB charge against A and V. You saw how A and V started pushing forward when they tried to countercharge? Those men broke formation and it allowed 3 men to get right fucking through. And they started hitting them from behind and the sides.
Union's about to break him.
Exactly the point. You can't break formation until you're given the order to. Now, I didn't hear if they did give the order to countercharge. But the moment they stepped out, you had CSA come right through your ranks and killed you. But I will say, it was a good countercharge if they were ordered to do it. If they were ordered to do it, that was a grand countercharge. But you didn't have all your men dedicated to it. If you're gonna order a countercharge, do it with force.
Right.
You can't just have a countercharge and then you still have men trying to load or trying to get their bayonets fixed. If you say countercharge, I don't care if you're spawning in. I don't care what you're in the middle of. If you are not doing anything on that charge, you're failing the rest of the men in your regiment. I don't care if you're trying to fix your bayonet. I don't care if you're trying to get your reload. If you hear charge or countercharge, even if you've just spawned in, you go with your officer.
CSA going to start moving out the point right now. Looks like they're going to try to cap. At least I assume they're on point, but they're going to try to.
That they
Union
are
breaking.
Well, right now Union has a good position right now to keep them off the cap.
CSA.
And I'd say, I apologize. Continue, Mr. Reagan, please.
No, I'm just kind of trying to see what's going on. I'm audibly reacting to what I'm seeing, not really trying to form a sentence. Like
well, right now we have A and B, or AB and TKO currently holding out in the road, pretty much acting as the anvil. Right now they're keeping all of CSA from opening into the road. You have 1st CV, A and V, 7th LA, and you also have AB and 2nd US currently holding up on the right. And that's what they need to do, because they're holding the right flank to keep for EB from charging, who's going in again. Let's see these boys do it.
4th time.
Alright, let's see these boys go into it.
Surely CSA's charging down the road. They are.
Alright, and here's NYV coming in. Here you go. That artillery wasn't as bad as it looked.
I didn't kill a whole lot, but it knocked down some CSA guys.
Alright.
Tickets going away now for Union.
That they did.
CSA's very they're trickling in a lot though.
They did. I would say that charge, while it was grand, they needed to do it more together. Because EB, the moment they went in, you had about 7-8 second delay before NYV went in, and it gave the Union just enough time to deal with EB and then flip it left and kill off NYV.
And now Union has to countercharge and push CSA out of this whole area. This is their one shot to do it. Granted, we see Union clearly outnumbers, but regardless, Union's best shot is to try to push them out completely. You see 7th LA doing this. They get one flag. EB's flag is charging in. They're going to lose that.
They might be able to do it. They might be able to do it here. EB's getting cleared out.
Ryan from EB is running away with that flag.
But he has 2 men with him. So that's enough to start the line again. Oh, that's 3. They have enough men to start. There they go. EB's coming back again.
Union still should charge this out.
I completely agree. The longer they wait, the more reinforcements they're going to have. And with EB here, they're going to have to keep on worrying about that Flint. I don't care if it's a bayonet charge or even just coming out and shooting these bastards. You need to clear them out.
Take back.
Right now, we have Mr. Chovel with the AB and Mr. Weiner. These boys should have just told them around to chase after EB. I'm not sure if they know they're dead or not. Oh, you have Mr. Majra here.
Ooh.
You need more than 3 men. You need to go kill those bastards.
Regardless of if you have enough men or not, I think the counter charge is necessary because in your current position, you're not winning.
I'd agree. Even if it was just a handful of men, you need to try and cut it down so that flag is either skirmishing or out of line. But right now, I will say the Union's in a strong position, and the only reason I'd say that is because the CSA are bunching up on the house instead of bunching up to come around on the Stone Hill.
You got a good.
All right, here they come.
Oh, are they?
They just lost 1 officer.
Oh, they're just trying to go.
They are losing a couple of men.
I wonder where the CSA from Maine are gonna go.
if they're smart, and I say this only because if they're smart, they'll go right and they'll go up the hill. Because if you can, if you're on the Union left, up on the hill by the stone wall, you can stand up there and you have an entire shot line on the entire Union.
Yeah,
you can stand up there. And if the CSA is smart, they'll go up there. But nope, it seems they're going to be trying to hammer strategy.
Maybe they don't know how much maybe they don't know if Union's up there or not.
Oh, I don't mind you interrupting. You're the host, Mr. Eagle. Interrupt me all you want.
Oh, yeah.
But at the moment, I'm not sure if it's because 2nd US didn't know, but I mean, the smart thing to do would to try and at least try a right flank. Because, look, it's wide open. There you go. 2nd USR. The rest of the men are coming in. Stay here. No, don't go around. Don't go around. Just go up on the side.
Someone's charging. EB's charging again.
All right, let's see it, boys. EB's getting cut down.
They're breaking the line a little, though. They broke that first line, but they're not gonna get white.
All right, here comes NYV.
I know your mind tricks, boy.
Union's probably at last stand here.
They might.
CSA flags pushing up as well.
Spear wall, boys.
All right. I see it. 12 minutes, almost down to last stand, and they're halfway down to final push. I don't think Union has it.
Sausage. I don't know what
I
it means by
don't
that.
think they're going to have it, sir.
Oh, CSA lost one flag. They're about to lose a second. Yep, 3 flags down for CSA, but Union hits last stand.
Well, that's the last stand. It doesn't matter now, sir.
Yeah.
There's no chance here. They still have a full half-breaking stance. All it takes is one random shot and you're starting to lose men to a trickle.
One of these CSA guys got to pick up that down flag.
Agreed. But right now, with 7th South Carolinians over here on the hill, you have 2 men who are just standing up here and shooting men out in the open. You're bleeding men with that. Those 2 men from 7th South Carolina, they need to be cleared off. Because they're just bleeding tickets for the Union.
Second, jump up on this ledge, but don't peek it.
I wouldn't even say tickets at this point, I'd say bodies.
Yeah. CSA charging, 2nd U.S. Rifles moving out. They're getting slaughtered. That's no surprise when you got a whole Union line there, but...
No fucking surprise there.
CSA can't... There's no way CSA loses this, right? Eagles Brigade...
Unless they get hit by their own artillery. Alright, I'd say you need to countercharge Union. You need to countercharge, even if it's just for posterity. Just countercharge. For the love of Jesus, don't stand there and take it, boys. Give them the bayonet, please.
CSA trickling in. Union countercharging right now. Killers are here.
There you go, boys. There you go. Even if it's just for posterity, if you know you're going to lose a match, fix bayonets. You never know what's going to happen. And the reason I say that, and it might be the old movie I watched from Gettysburg with the 12th Wisconsin, or I think it's 12th Wisconsin, where they fix bayonets and charge down the hill. You'll never know what's going to happen. Sometimes it might work.
But do you have any thoughts of the second round? Anything you'd like to say before the video ends? A good one from CSA.
All I'd have to say is that these boys fought real fucking well. And the only reason that I think this Union lost this match was because they started off, and I hate to say it, but such a pig-headed fucking maneuver. They shouldn't have held that far back. I don't know whose plan it was. It was a piss-poor plan. It was executed well, but even if it was executed well, it was a piss-poor plan nonetheless.
Yeah,
well fought from both sides, though.
Yeah, no, I agree entirely with that. I mean, that's just an unfortunate start. They fought real well throughout the round, but you can't lose that position at the beginning. But besides all that, thank you, Wrathful, Grape, for coming on. Very appreciative. It's been a very good commentary. Thank you, Killer and Team Flash, for helping out as well. With that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We didn't get DDoS today. I was out of that. War of Rights is under a DDoS attack for the past week, which is great. But we got our Patreon, Discord, and merch in the description if you want to support the channel or check more out. But with that, oh my goodness. But with that all being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. We will see you in the next one.